crisis close by. Evo Morales finds himself in a political mess. President Uribe joins other Latin American leaders in Chile to help search for a solution. Wild weather, high winds cause a weather emergency in Armenia. Justice sector strike. Colombia's government has a plan to increase workers' wages. Is it enough to stop the walkout? And Simón Bolívar's love letter, an inside look at Colombia's National Archives.
From RCN, Colombia's leader in news. This is RCN News in English with Brian Andrews, bringing Colombia to the world.
Happy Monday, I'm Brian Andrews. Colombia's President Álvaro Uribe will join other South American presidents in Santiago, Chile for an emergency meeting of UNASUR, the South American Union of Nations. They're taking up the issue of political crisis in Bolivia, where President Evo Morales has accused right-wing opponents of trying to take him out of office. Protests against Bolivia's president have turned deadly in Pando province, where 30 people have been reported killed in political fighting. Right-wing governors in Bolivia oppose Morales' plans for deep socialist reforms. As we go online this Monday morning, it's unclear if Evo Morales will be attending the summit. President Alan Garcia of Peru was not expected to be there. Brazil, which depends on natural gas imports from Bolivia, is worried about energy security, while Venezuela's Hugo Chavez, a close ally of Morales, has joined in a loud diplomatic dispute with Washington, kicking out the U.S. ambassador in Caracas after Morales kicked out the U.S. ambassador in La Paz, accusing him of inciting protests against his leftist government. Wild weather over the weekend in Armenia damaged dozens of homes. Firefighters inspecting some of the houses that had roof damage. In all, more than 100 of them with their roofs partially damaged. Many of the homes also had water damage from where the rain Sunday came in. Authorities brought in storm relief supplies and new roof panels to help some of the affected families. For more than a week now, court cases have not been tried, alleged criminals detained in jails have been let out, and hundreds of new filings are just piling up in the clerk's offices because most of Colombia's judicial sector is still out on strike. Is there an end in sight? Well, there could be. The Ministry of Hacienda, which oversees the sector, will offer a proposal to the Asonal Judicial on Monday to gradually increase the pay for judges. They too are out on strike along with clerks and other court officers. The Asonal Judicial says the sector's annual budget needs to be 500 millones de pesos. Well, the Ministry of Hacienda is trying to find from where they're going to pull that money. Colombian athlete Elkin Serna came in fourth in the 10,000-meter dash at the Paralympic Games in Beijing, China. The 23-year-old from Antioquia came in fourth place in the race. It was won by a Kenyan named Henry Kiprano. His time was 31 minutes and 42 seconds. The Colombiano athlete's time was 32 minutes and 39 seconds. The silver went to Tunis in the Games, and the bronze went to Brazil. Colombia Serna will run again on Thursday in the Paralympic Marathon. Colombia is a country rich with history. Before it was Colombia, it was Gran Colombia, which included Venezuela, Ecuador, and Panama, which is why these countries and Colombia all have the same colors in their flags. Well, documents dating back to the Gran Colombia and even further back when Simón Bolívar liberated the Gran Colombia from the Spanish are kept in Colombia's National Archives. Our Oliver D. Iglesias takes us on a tour.
Would you like to know love letters of Colombian liberator Simón Bolívar, or rather all manuscripts? If you do, here it's the answer. Welcome to National Archives, an entity in charge of the history memory of this country. It's right in downtown Bogotá, not a well-known tourist attraction or popular museum. It's simply the National Archives, the office that is home to the most important documents in our country's history.
Our National Archive in Colombia has a big mission. The first is to promote the regulations and policies about the good management, about the documents and records in the public institutions.
Once inside the building, you can feel the history. You enter into a huge and dark room, home to the famous manuscripts of Simón Bolívar and a huge variety of other documents containing the history of slavery here and Colombia's indigenous populations.
In the General Archives of Colombia, we can find a lot of documents from different times and different thematics. For example, here we have a very interesting document wrote from Bolívar to his friend Simón Rodriguez. This is Bolivar's letter, and this is an example of generosity, recognized, and friendship. We can find a letter wrote from Bolivar to Manuelita Sáenz, and this is very, very interesting document who present the human face of Bolivar. We can also find here a very important document about the slavery. This document shows us the price who paid for a little woman. Also, we can find here a complaint of indigenous population.
This is the other document room. There's a lot of history here. There are pictures of some of Bogotá's first railways and roads, and there are maps and plans of Golden Colombia. So, how do they protect all of these special documents from fading into history?
Well, we care about two aspects when we talk about preventive conservation. That is the design of the deposit, the storage deposit, that we keep humidity, ventilation, and temperature in constant average. And the other one is the conservation units we use. They had to be acid-free and no glue during the elaboration. And sometimes we have to restore some documents, but it's just a special case.
The National Archives, rich in history of Colombia's cultural heritage. Well, as you can notice, going around Colombia National Archives is a very fruitful experience that gives way to the most accomplished knowledge. But above all, let's say that it's a journey that makes us be surprised about the magnificence of this building, prized for its beautiful, modern, smart design in the years of 1992 and 1996 by the National Architecture Association. So, with all this information, we leave you all the way from Bogotá, Colombia. This is Oliver de Iglesias, RCN News in English.
Time for our My Colombia segment, where we show the world Colombia through your photos and videos. Today we're going to show you Franny España's Colombia. She sent us these pictures of her recent Colombian vacation with stops in Bogotá and in Cartagena. Of course, we welcome photos from Colombians all over the world. Go ahead and send them to us. The address is rcnnews.in-english@gmail.com. We also welcome your video clips. You can send them to the very same address, and our editors here at RCN, they say they prefer it if you send us your movies in a .mov file. All right, starting this week, you can now download your RCN News in English to your iPod or your iPhone. It's really easy. You just go to iTunes and you click on the Advanced tab. Then you subscribe to podcast and enter this address. We're going to roll it for you on the screen right here. It's http://feeds.feedburner.com/News from Colombia. Then your computer will automatically download the very latest edition of RCN News, so every time you open up your iPhone or your iPod, you'll be able to hear it. We call it News on the Go. We're going to leave you today with the musical talents of Oliver de Iglesias. Wait a minute, did I say that right? Yeah. It just so happens that our intern/reporter, Oliver de Iglesias, is quite the musical superstar in Barranquilla. Here's a look at his latest music video. That's RCN. We're bringing Colombia to the world.
This has been a presentation of RCN, Colombia's leader in news and leader in opinion.